Yeah, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of measurement and geometry, and more specifically we're going to talk about finding the area of a triangle using trigonometry. So when you're looking to find the area of a triangle using trigonometry, the formula you're going to use is a half AB sine C. And I'm going to go through with you why that is. Normally you would have said, well, the area of a triangle is, half the base times height. All right. Now in this particular diagram, you can see that our base of this triangle is actually A, right? And our height, perpendicular height that is, remember, is actually H. So this would essentially be, the area would be a half A times H. But we don't know what H is in this particular case, but what we are given is some angles here and here. So we essentially have a right angled triangle here, and we have another right angled triangle here, where we have an angle of C, H, and B. Okay, and over here we've got an angle of B. We've also got H. We've got C here. But we're going to concentrate on using the dark blue one. Okay, so essentially we know that the sine of C is the opposite over the hypotenuse. In this particular case, sine C equals H over B. Now if we multiply both sides by B, we end up with B sine C equaling H. Now this H and that H are exactly the same. So we can actually sort of replace or substitute those values in, and we end up with the area being a half A times B sine C, because we know that B sine C equals H. So therefore we end up with area equals a half AB sine C, which just so happens to be our formula. If we wanted to use the purple triangle, just for fun, we would end up with sine B equaling our opposite over our hypotenuse, which is H over C. And if we times both sides by C, we end up with C sine B equals H. And we could essentially substitute that in instead of this one. And if we did that, we would end up with area equaling a half AC sine B. But we would still end up with the same area of the triangle. Okay, so we're going to do an example question here. The question says find the area of the triangle ABC. Alright, so remember our area equals a half AB sine C. Okay, in this particular case, it's going to be a half times by A. A is our bottom, remember, it's 15, times by B, which is this side, which is 11, times by sine C, and in this case, that's going to be 28. The sine of 28, we simply put all that into our calculator. And that's going to give us 38.7 centimeters squared. Okay, so here's a practice question I'd like you to have a go at. Finding the area of this triangle. Please feel free to pause the video. Once you think you've got the right answer, continue the video and we'll see how you went. Okay, so let's see how you went. Remember that the area formula is a half AB sine C. In this particular case, our A can be 28 or 25, it doesn't particularly matter. Let's call it 28. Our B is 25, pardon me, and our angle is 82. We simply put all that into our calculator. And we would get 346.59 kilometers squared.